You're listening to Boot Camp, The Offense, with Stephen Willis and Corey Burton. Welcome back to Boot Camp, The Offense, with Stephen Willis and Corey Burton. Corey Burton is the offensive coordinator of Hillwood High School. How you doing, Corey?
I'm great, man. Just another day in quarantine, but we're here to bring you some great content, so I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, and just to let you know, we've kind of extended a little bit our reach. We are now on the podcatchers, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Our YouTube channel is up. You can catch
subscribe button.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. That lets you know and get a notification every time we upload a video to the YouTube channel or audio to the SoundCloud channel. And that way you'll know you can go to your podcatcher then and listen to what we are doing.
All right.
Yeah.
Exciting time, Steve. Exciting time.
Yeah. Technology is still within my grasp. That's pretty good.
That is good.
This game we're going to kind of talk about a little bit is Florida Atlantic versus Buffalo. This is their third and final loss of their first season. They started out 1-3. They finished up with 10 straight wins. So this is the last loss that year. This is also the last game with Daniel Park quarterback. They make a change after this or during this, I think, and they kind of start moving, and you can start seeing the evolution of the offense.
Mm-hmm. You really can. It's a thing of beauty. My biggest takeaway is, the Daniel Park era ended because he was careless with the football. They had an early turnover. They got down 14-0 early. And a lot of it was because Buffalo just sat back in this too high shell and just played everything in front of them. They played very patiently with this offense, and it was kind of like the let them get their yards type situation and then make them earn it. And, yeah, they're going to get gashed for a few big runs, and they did, but I think overall they did a good job of bottling them up and basically just sitting on the vertical stuff because they figured out that Daniel Parr really couldn't hit the vertical stuff. So they gave up some big runs, but they limited the chunk plays, which is what a defense needs to do against an offense like this. Just limit the plays that really kill you, the big plays, the momentum plays, things like that. Make them earn it, make them chew clock, and then, get up on them early, take advantage of turnovers, which is what Buffalo did. FAU helped them a lot. They had some bad timing, miscues, turnovers, misfires. I know they had a few deep routes that I don't know who he was trying to throw to or what he was trying to do. He would throw into triple coverage sometimes. He would just overshoot it. Maybe sometimes he was trying to throw it away. I don't know. But I guess that kind of led to the reason why Kiffin made the change.
Yeah, they were kind of pressing a little bit. You have to remember, coming into this game, they're 1-2. Their losses are to Navy and Wisconsin. Hardly destructive or anything to the program, but still the confidence is pretty low. Their only win at this point is against Bethune-Cookman, and this is a game that they probably believed at the beginning they were going to win this game. This is kind of a reality setting in for the system, for the quarterback, and really identity shaping for the team.
Let's roll the tape. Here they are. Speaking of shots, they're going to take one on the first play.
And that should have been picked off.
Yep. He got lucky there. Then they come back with an outside zone read. Good pickup on second down. Here they go with a nice quick pass. Looks like they're starting to kind of get in a rhythm early.
Yeah, Driscoll came into the game immediately after that horrible first pass.
Yeah, and you can just kind of tell you can tell who's in the game because the rhythm picks up, and here's another deep shot. This one is picked off. Not a good decision there. If you look up, see double coverage, you just got to throw it away.
Yeah, if you watch this video, you could see the evolution of the Florida Atlantic offense and what would be the offense in the Boca Raton Bowl where they were playing for 11-3.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, we said in episode 1 it was going to be a rough go. We said in the Navy episode that it was going to be a lot of some of this stuff. And obviously they weren't able to survive it early on, but once they got clicking, they got clicking. See, I really love this pop pass here off the zone lead
to the tight end.
Yeah, I really like that. You really suck those linebackers down when you look like you're coming for an ISO block. And you just step around them, and the quarterback just pops it to you.
Yeah, and they're running the quarterback more. They're attacking with 11. It's much more effective.
Exactly, and that's just kind of something in the new age of football you have to do. You have to use your quarterback in some form or fashion. Your quarterback has to be a threat, a legitimate threat, and not just sitting back there and picking you apart, like a legitimate threat in the run game, whether it's take off and run for 80 yards. So here's a good outside zone play. Here's one of those plays I was talking about that gave up some big runs. But your quarterback has got to be some sort of threat in the run game.
I really like that jet sweep to a swing pass route.
Yeah, I love that. The jet action is so good. There's just so much damage you can do if you're good at the timing of that jet action. Even if you have no intention whatsoever of giving the ball to the jet, it does something to the defense. It makes them feel a certain type of way.
It makes the linebackers a step slow, legitimately, because they have to read that. They have to respect that.
They have to respect it, and it might even bump them out of position. And even if they bump out of position by a half step, you're still good. That one should have been picked off. You're still okay.
Yeah, this game plan was put in with Daniel Parr as the quarterback and not Jason Driscoll.
Yeah, I really like this play too. The outside zone quarterback insert option. That's another way of getting a playmaker in space on the perimeter and keeping your quarterback as a weapon. Here's another big run. I mean, Florida Atlantic, you're starting to see some of these big runs that will materialize over the course of the season. This offensive line has really taken pride in controlling the line of scrimmage, which, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but Lane Kiffin's offense, people think they see these splits, they see the zone blocking, they see some of these throws, and they're thinking finesse. Oh, it's just a finesse offense. Oh, the spread. It's just finesse. Why don't you line up and pound the football out of I formation? I can tell you firsthand, this is not a finesse offense. You watch them enough. This is not finesse whatsoever. This is, I'm controlling the line of scrimmage. I'm going to pound you in the run game, and then make you pay on the perimeter. That's my 2 cents.
Yes. John Franklin III just played quarterback.
Yeah. There you go.
Little last chance you there.
Yeah. Starting to use some of their weapons. There's another run, but called back. Again, one of those miscues that could have brought this game into reach or put this game in favor of
if you look at the final score, it probably cost them the game.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, because at this point they get momentum, and they're already kind of starting to run the ball pretty well. Then they uphold that touchdown. Some of these 5-yard runs become 10-yard runs because just that momentum. Momentum's a killer. And Steve, I'm going to ask you this question: what are your thoughts about jet sweep from under center? Because I have mixed emotions about it.
I don't like it in this system because something has to play off of it. I think he's using it in a way like Wisconsin is. It's like the Wisconsin jet sweep versus the Baylor jet sweep. So It's adding a little variation. But I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I just don't think it gives you enough clearance on the edge, being that close to the line of scrimmage. I think you have to run. I think you have to run backwards before you can run forwards to kind of get yourself around the edge.
And if you look at it in this offense, whenever they run it out of the shotgun, the person who gets the ball still gives about a yard or two after he gets it.
Yeah.
So he still goes backwards.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem as drastic. He's just kind of running the hump. Drop. Yeah, really bad drop. You can't have those. Just contested throws. There's a little dump.
Man, I really like Harrison Bryant. And if you have money, take Kenny Yeboah at Ole Miss, their new tight end, buy stock in him.
Yes, definitely. Because they're gonna. I mean, one thing they do is they do love and they're going to use some of their tight ends as 20 personnel. I'd use air quotes. Um, some of their tight ends will be fullbacks and H's, and they'll recruit a ton of them just so they can stay in 20 personnel and still do a lot of their tight end stuff, a lot of their damage out of the tight end stuff. And I think that's going to be kind of 11 personnel, kind of 20 personnel type situations. You might see more 11 type personnel formations at Ole Miss because they just have good tight ends.
Yeah, and Kenny Yeboah, he's definitely a breakout candidate for this year. Just what he did at Temple, and they have a pretty good history, a recent history of turning out players anyway.
Yeah, I was just say recent. I don't know about historically, but yeah. So I mean, you're just seeing him work through a lot of stuff. That was a terrible drop.
That's the same guy that dropped that crossing route.
Yeah. Here's your flare right here, Devin Singletary. Just get him the ball. He's got to keep his feet there. But just some of the things that you would expect to see in an offense that's struggling to find their way at this point, struggling to find some confidence, which they get little rays of confidence and they have a big drop or they have a 20-yard gain that's cut short by about 15 yards because guy slips and falls. You have false starts and holds and stuff like that.
Yeah, you would definitely say right now they're flashing. They're not consistent, but they're flashing talent.
They're flashing. They're flashing talent. They're flashing big play capability. They're just not consistent enough with it. And Buffalo's a well-coached team. They do a good job of taking advantage of those type things, especially at home. Buffalo's a pretty good home team, at least lately under Lance Leopold.
Yeah, I mean, they're a pretty good team. This is going to be probably the last touchdown.
Yeah, it's going to be the last touchdown there. Like kind of a cosmetic touchdown, just kind of a confidence booster. They do a good job in the game. Just leave on a good note. Hey, we're watching the Hogs.
Well, this is one thing that I've noticed watching all these games is it compares favorably with what they're doing to the personnel that Ole Miss has.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Driscoll compares favorably. He's a little bit better passer at this point to John Rice Plumlee. John Rice Plumlee is a little better rusher, but he's a runner. Daniel Parr compares favorably to Matt Corral. Like he can't, at the moment, complete a swing pass to the left. He can't throw left for some reason. He's in danger of Chuck Knoblocking himself. Yeah, it's the dangest thing.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he missed 2 or 3 screen passes. He missed a couple of flare passes. He missed a shuffle pass.
Ooh.
Yeah, it got pretty bad. Yeah, that's the reason John Rice Plumlee got the job last year, because you could trust him to make the passes he was supposed to make.
And that's probably the reason he's going to keep it.
Yeah, I think so. After watching this, I'm at the point where I'm doubling down on my John Rice Plumlee stock, because if you look at this game or at their offense in general, you see them throwing the ball easy, simple passes, real quick game type stuff that John Rice Plumlee can make, that he has made, and he's not really pumping the ball downfield. Because Daniel Parr, who was desperate to do that through an interception, made bad decisions and lost the job. Lane Kiffin can call the game for John Rice Plumlee in a way that helps it, and he has a running back field that is stacked.
Mm-hmm. And a great tight end.
Yeah, it really feels like that is the case at the moment.
Yeah, and Lane Kiffin's like, oh, I can work with this. Hey, look at this freeze frame right here, Steve. This is a perfect. You paused it like you may have paused it on like the perfect moment, right? So you see the read key, right? It's this linebacker that's closest to the that's on the left, the left inside linebacker. So I can't get a number on that. It looks like an 8. It's the white guy. you can see that's the conflict player right there. And you see that if you look at his eyes, he is run. He is not frozen whatsoever. He's coming down hard. So he gives this look, shoulders down, shoulders to the mesh point. And you look at quarterback here, he pulls off, and he's looking to throw to this little screen pass out here where you got leverage on that inside defender, and then you got your guy coming out here blocking number 20. It looks like it's going to be a play that's going to get you probably at worst 8 yards.
Yeah, and this is the point that you need to realize this if I'm talking to the audience. Speed is everything with this offense.
Mm-hmm. You
have to be able to outrun your one-on-ones.
Yeah, like this guy, the other guy looks like he's 20-something, maybe 23, 28, something like that. The inside leverage guy, you've got to be able to catch it and just make that guy wrong. You shouldn't have to block that guy. He is the least dangerous in this scenario. The ball carrier has to account for that guy, and then the blocker will account for the other guy.
Yeah, and you got a safety back 15 yards or so because they're playing simple.
And if he comes down, if he's coming down, he's making the play at 9 yards. I'll take 2nd and 1.
All day long.
I'll take 2nd and 5. That's no problem.
All right. Thanks for tuning in today.
Subscribe.
Yes. FAU versus who did we just watch? Buffalo.
Yeah.
Subscribe, hit the bell, select all. You'll be notified whenever we upload a new podcast. But thanks for listening.